So the video outline assignment that I'm going to talk about is something called a silent discussion. So basically the lesson was on plate boundaries, and I always start off with a do now, where the kids will perform a think, pair, share. They will independently answer the do now question, which is usually relevant to the day before. They will discuss with their group members, which there are 3 group members in a group, and then they will share out as a class. Once this is completed, I do my mini lesson where I reinforce information or provide new information. In this case, it was reinforcement of something that we've already discussed, talking about the convection currents in the mantle underneath the Earth's crust that will form these plate boundaries. So students were engaging in a silent discussion, and let me give you a little background on what a silent discussion is. As you can see, there are different tables. Each table will have its own caption in the center. And the students sitting at that table will stand up, read the caption, and then they will start this silent discussion. As you can see, the students go crazy. They can ask each other questions. They can provide feedback to the caption. They can disagree or agree with the caption with evidence, or they can provide an example relevant to the caption. The really nice thing about this lesson is that if they're uncomfortable with what they read here at this table, they can move on to another table and try to comment on that table. They are required to eventually return to this table, but once others have commented on it, it's a lot less intimidating than it was when it was completely blank and they had to provide the first comment. They do have to have a sense of entitlement by initialing so that I know that everyone is participating. They are to visit each station twice. All 6 tables will usually have a station, so that'll be the separate captions in the center. They need to visit each twice to see what other classmates have added, to see if anyone has answered their questions, or to see if they can answer any of the questions on there. At any point throughout the silent discussion, the kids are aware that they can come over here to the vocabulary station, which is its own station. There are a series of vocabulary words that they can flip over. There will be an image and a definition, or just a definition, depending on the word. If there is a word that they're reading in the center that they don't see here, they can use the iPad to use the internet and search the word up through a glossary. Once students have had about 12 minutes to complete the silent discussion, they return to their seats. On the slides, I just include what is on each of the stations. I put them on the slide so the students can access them from home. They move on to task B, where now they're going to work as groups to discuss what they've read. So as a teacher, I will take each one of these from the stations and hang them around the room. The students will have the opportunity to go back up and read these and read what their classmates wrote and discussed in order to answer these 3 focus questions. As soon as they're done with that, they switch with the other group at their table, who will peer review the focus questions to make sure that they do have the right answers on there. This peer assessment works very nicely. The students here at my school are used to this. They are very nice to each other. They provide good constructive criticism. They explain how they can make their answer better or how they derived their answer if it's correct or incorrect. And then finally, the students reflect. For this particular lesson, because it's very different than your usual lesson, I had them reflect on the type of lesson and if it helps them, as well as the purpose of the lesson, which was plate boundaries. This is also a think, pair, share, where the students will answer the reflection questions independently, discuss with a group, and then they'll share out. The lesson is differentiated in numerous ways. They don't need to respond to this specific caption. They can move around and respond to whichever one they're comfortable with. They can use a vocabulary station, which is another support. When they're answering their focus questions, they will have these completed silent discussions around the room as reference. Thank you, and have a good day.